If you're new to gardening, you may be wondering if you should start your garden in one of these raised beds or maybe directly in the ground. Hi, I'm Adam and I want to share my gardening experience with you to make gardening easier. So in this video, I want to show you why you should start your garden in one of these raised beds or maybe upgrade a wooden raised bed to one of these metal raised beds. So in this video, I'm going to show you what you can plant in these raised beds, what's the benefits, and also the cons. So let's garden on. So the first thing I want to show you is this castle-shaped raised bed from Vegega Garden. I'll have a link in the description if you want to check it out. Plus I have a little discount for you too. But this is actually my favorite raised bed I have in my garden. I just think it's a unique shape and it gives me the ability to grow fruit trees and vegetables in the same raised bed. So a little bit of both worlds is really beneficial to me and probably you too. So if you want to grow something like an apple tree like I'm growing here, so there's a Granny Smith in this tower, and then there's a sundowner in this tower, and then in the middle over here I have some peppers growing. So it should be really interesting seeing how these plants grow over the next months and coming years. So next up I want to show you another raised bed from Vegega Garden. This is their U-shaped raised bed. It's a little bigger than that first raised bed I showed you, so it gives you more freedom of what you can grow. So I want to share some benefits why you should garden in raised beds. So first up, you can control the quality of the soil that you garden with. Versus if you grow in the ground, you're pretty much stuck with the quality of the soil that you have in your area. You can upgrade that soil and build it up over time, but that takes a lot of time. So you can improve your soil by adding compost and other amendments. But again, that takes a long time. But with raised bed gardening, you can go straight to premium soil. But that being said, that soil can be more expensive, so there's more of an upfront cost. But if you want to invest in the money and get good soil, it's going to be better for you and your plants in the long run. So now that you know one of the main benefits to gardening in raised beds, I want to share some of the plants I'm growing in this U-shaped raised bed. So I have some tomato plants growing right here. So as they grow, I'm going to tie them to this, it's about an 8-foot tall stake. And I also have a pepper plant growing in here. But the main thing I'm growing are some squash. There's some zucchini and winter squash. So this larger raised bed is going to give more space for those plants to grow. Plus I have some trellises too, so they can grow vertically. So another benefit to gardening in raised beds is that you're going to have better soil. So you're going to have healthier soil that's going to have better drainage, more aeration, and more life living in that soil. So your plants are going to be healthier in the long run, plus they're going to lead to higher yields. So what's a spring garden without tomato and pepper plants? So in this raised bed over here, I have my tomatoes and peppers growing. But another benefit to gardening with raised beds is that it's easier to keep them maintenance. That way, if you need to do any pruning, like with your tomato plants, it's easier to prune these plants because you don't have to get as close to the ground. You can just bend over just a little bit and prune them. So it makes it really easy where I don't have to get on my knees so I can prune the lower leaves of these tomato plants. So another reason why you should consider gardening with raised beds is that they're going to give you more freedom to grow things that you probably wouldn't be able to grow in your natural soil. For example, my soil is really thick, heavy clay here in Houston, and that's going to be really difficult to grow potatoes in. But with raised beds, I'm able to control the soil, have a more fluffy, beneficial soil for potatoes. That way I can grow potatoes. So I have some red Lesotho potatoes growing on this side, and then behind me are some Kennebec. So the red Lesothos are growing really well right now, a lot better than the Kennebec. So next year I'll probably grow more red Lesothos. But if you want to check out a video about growing potatoes, I'll have a link in the description. When I first started gardening, I would build my raised beds out of wood. And initially they looked okay, pretty good, but then after a couple seasons, the wood just started to rot, and then I would have to go buy more wood, more soil, and that just got expensive over time, having to replace those wooden raised beds so often. That's why I love these metal raised beds, because they last a really long time, around 20 years. Plus, I think they look really good. Like, I love this orange color. I think it really stands out in my garden. It gives my garden a modern look, and these are going to be around for years to come. Versus the wooden raised beds, they just rot pretty quickly. Alright guys, so metal raised beds are the way to go. Not only do they look better in your garden, but they last longer. So if you want a garden that's going to look good and last a long time and allow you to control the soil, you should definitely check out these raised beds. And again, I'll have a link in the description if you want to check them out. Plus, I'll have my code so you can get a little bit of a discount. But if you found any information in this video helpful, please consider leaving a like and subscribing for more gardening videos. Until next time, I'll catch you on the flip side of the garden. Thanks for watching.